Yes, yes, people. Got me brew of the morning. Welcome back to another stream. This is a gigs update, date changes stream because a couple of things have changed in my diary. Which, by the way, my diary is Facebook, so also on my brain as well. I've been thinking about getting a little, diary that you write in, but I've just never got round to getting one. And I'm not I don't like writing at the best of times, but usually not too bad at remembering my dates. However, in sort of like recent times, I have started to get to the point where I'm having to remember remember a lot more dates and things. But yeah, we've got a few gig updates. We've got a few changes to the schedules and things like that. So some things that are sadly no longer happening, and some things that are being replaced and changed, that I can sort of not reveal to you, but I can sort of hint to you. I can sort of give you a date, etc. I just can't say too much about what they are. So first off, today I should have been going to Leicester for Aunt X and Friends. I was supposed to be hosting. They had a decent little lineup going on at the Cubed nightclub in Leicester. But sadly, for those of you who may or may not know, last week I came down with a really bad toothache. By the weekend, it was chronical, to the point where Sunday I had to ring 111. And by this point, my intentional plan was to get seen in at the dentist and see what the score was. And the gig was only a matter of days away by this point. We only sort of had the week, and sort of Monday, Tuesday, there was, the pain just wasn't going away. I was booked in at the dentist. I didn't know what the dentist was going to do. I didn't know what they was going to say. I didn't even know if whatever it was something, that they could have treated there and then on the day. So obviously, because I was emceeing there, I took the decision to sadly pull out of the booking. Sadly, turned it, said, look, I'm not going to be able to attend it. And although I do feel a lot more better now, that obviously, I probably could. I mean, if I was still sort of there and going today now, and I would have probably felt up to it today. Like, my tooth has more or less, practically gone. But now it's obviously too short notice or to obviously organise the lift and things. So sadly, I am going to unfortunately have to sit this one out, but I will be doing something with Aunt X in the future. It was just an unfortunate circumstance, and like I say, I didn't know what the situation was going to be. The dentist, what there was going to, if there was going to do anything with my mouth that would have left me sore for days, or like I say, if they maybe couldn't even do something straight away, and they had to just give me something to ease the pain, and I was due back in the following week. But luckily, they obviously ripped the tooth out and got rid of the cause of the pain. But I'd already pulled out by that point, and obviously I don't like messing people about, and he would have probably found a replacement, and then I wouldn't have wanted to spoil that guy's replace. The guy who got replaced, I wouldn't have wanted to spoil his chances. Being all excited, and then oh, it's all right. The original guy's gonna do it now. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them where sadly I've got to sit it out. But I hope Aunt X, Scar, Nick Smith, all the rest of the people on the lineup, Gumbar, I hope they all absolutely smash it. Seth Rowe, hope they all have an amazing night. Blast some banging tunes, and obviously that hopefully there'll be video footage and things to see of how the night went. But yeah, sadly it was just one of them sort of, it was just, it couldn't be helped. It was something that just sadly didn't go my way, and it's one of them, better to be safe than be sorry. I could have still kept the gig, and then I could have still been in absolute agony today. And if I'd have pulled out at the last minute, it would have been way worse for the promoter trying to find somebody else. And I don't like letting people down at the best of times, let alone last minute. I'm one of these where if I say I'm going to do a gig, I do, unless there's something like I say like this just couldn't be helped. Unless there's something that just cannot be helped. So I do like to, like try and attend my bookings as best I can, and try and make them, because I hate, because the fly is then almost like false advertising. Someone's advertised to be there who's not going to be there, and you never know. I mean, I have had occasions where I've been at gigs and people have come especially to that gig just because they know I'm going to be there. And then obviously if it said I was going to be there and I wasn't, and they'd made plans to travel, it would have just, it's not a good thing. But like I say, it was one of them things. I let him know in good time, and all's been said and done, and obviously sorted. But like I say, I'm sure they'll have an absolutely smashing night. So next up on the gigs and changes, I had a booking on the 9th of July, but it wasn't revealed. There was no like poster or artwork. Well, I got a message from the promoter, the guy who was putting the event on yesterday, and he was having a little bit of trouble with the venue. A few issues was going down, and some things just weren't working out for him. So he decided to pull the plug on the event before it went too far. I mean, there was all that was really set in stone was kind of like a date. There was, and obviously like a bit about what was going to happen, but there was no one, like, it wasn't revealed to the public. It was just kind of like a behind the scenes thing. So obviously it was just a case of people got asked, would you want to play this, and then I'll be in touch when the artwork drops, and it was just in the early stages, but some things went down, so he decided to pull the plug on the event, which was a little bit gutting. I was quite looking forward to it, but I do believe he'll probably find another date, and he'll probably do something in the future. I did say, if you do happen to find somewhere else, or you get another date sorted, just drop me a message, and obviously I'll still help out and play, that kind of thing. But that was kind of only the beginning of what was to happen yesterday. So obviously I get this text yesterday. This event has kind of fallen through, not gone too well. Then my friend Lee picks me up, and he shares to me a little bit of news about the week before. So on the 2nd of July, there's going to be something quite mega happening. There's going to be something quite big happening, that I never ever thought would ever happen. And I'm so blessed and pleased that it's going to happen. This is like something that is so exciting for me, that I cannot wait to be able to share information with you guys. It's going to be a little bit different to what I've kind of like normally done, but it's something I can most definitely do. But it's something that I didn't picture myself doing, and I'm quite looking forward to what it is. All I'm going to say is there is going to be some information to follow, and I'm looking forward to it. Like super crazily looking forward to it, and all I'm going to say is I've got to be on best luck. I've got to be on best form, and I've got to proper put on a performance, if you like. I've got to really put on a performance with what this is going to be, and I'm so excited for it. It's really buzzed me. It's been one of them things where so sometimes you sit there and you do sometimes question like what is it for, what do you do it for, and then you get things like this, and it just absolutely buzzes you. And when you think about what you're actually going to be doing, and it's just crazy. Like sort of like from just starting out. When I started MCing as such, and I just wrote a few little lines on my laptop in my bedroom on WordPad, I remember running downstairs to my nan, being absolutely buzzed, because I'd wrote this little rhyme that sounded so horrible and sounded so out of time. But I just could not wait because I'd written it myself. And then I was going to go back upstairs and record myself spitting it because I was just so excited with it. And now it comes to this, being on flyers and being on lineups, DJing, MCing, because I've been questioning the MCing quite a bit lately as well, thinking, because part of me doesn't feel the MCing like I used to feel it. I've definitely got more into the DJ side of things, but then I do just random things like if I'm walking in town, and I'll get like fans that come up to me of like from when I used to MC. Like I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was walking to my nan's, and I think it must have been school leaving for the year 11s, and they all had their uniforms on, and all the other school pupils, they obviously sign them, they write on them, and all these, school kids that they must have been like fans of my YouTube or my Facebook, or they've seen me rapping on Instagram. They all wanted me to sign the T-shirts, and it's stuff like that that makes me think like I can't give up the MCing. Like I've got so much people that love me for it, and I do still love the MCing. I just don't love it like I did. Like I'd much rather nowadays, like jump behind the decks than go on the mic. Like I love grabbing the mic at an event and things, and ripping up the mic there, and having a good little sort of mic blast. But I guess like the days where I used to record videos of me like freestyling, and when I used to sit there and write bars for ages, them days I don't feel that anymore. Like I sit there, I try to write bars, and I just don't enjoy it. If I'm recording like a studio track, like say when me and Lee, when we get on in the studio mic and stuff, when we're writing for an actual Pacific track, I do as such, I really enjoy that. But when I'm just sort of writing bars as such, like just to sort of say in a video, or if I'm just starting up a freestyle, I just don't seem to enjoy it like I used to enjoy it. And I think that whole sort of that MCing sort of era died as well. I remember when I started out back in 2015, there was there was Pat Flynn, there was MC Lynchy, there was loads of other sort of like upcoming people sort of around my age, that were like, there was MCing at bus stops, and there was MCing like outside like with a group of people, and there was doing all these freestyle videos. There was dissing each other and calling each other out, and there was all this there was having all this banter online with each other, and then it was kind of like the grime and the sort of drill and the trap that sort of took over, and the MCing sort of died out, where I guess like Lynchy and Pat Flynn and stuff, they made it a little bit bigger and sort of went beyond sort of like spitting at the bus stop. And then Lynchy started doing proper gigs and started touring. Pat Flynn was going in the studio making proper tunes that was getting released, and again he was also touring himself. And then people like Connor Breen and Wardy, I think they just sort of gave up. I think there was another guy as well, and I forget his name. He was quite a big lad, and he claimed to be something quite special. But I honestly cannot remember his name. I can picture him now. He used to sit at his PC desk, a little bit like how I'm sat now, but obviously a little bit different. And he used to like just ramble on for ages before starting his MC, and shouting loads of people out. But that was the thing back then. And that whole sort of thing died. And then obviously me and myself, I got a little bit bigger. I started, getting on the mic at the raves and stuff. And, when you do get on the mic at the raves, it does kind of change you a lot. That is a more enjoyable thrill than spitting a freestyle to a camera. And I know because there's a guy on Instagram called Big Tech Grime, and he's been I don't want to say hassling me, but he's been trying to get in touch with me for weeks, and we've been trying to sort of date out where he's going to come down and he's going to film me doing some rapping. And I've said yes to it because I thought, you know, it might be good sort of publicity wise. But every time he sort of like says, you know, I'm free to come down this weekend, I've been busy. Like I've either been DJing somewhere or I've been doing something with Lee, like going to an event. And you know, like because obviously my main game now is to sort of push my sort of brand as like just normal myself, like my producing, my DJing, so sort of a bit of everything. So that sort of takes over. So you know, I do sort of, you know, if he sort of says I'm free this weekend and I'm like somewhere with Lee, like I am gonna say like sorry I'm somewhere with Lee, like I ain't gonna turn down where I am with Lee, just on the off chance to you know to film a little rap on the park bench or whatever he's got in mind. I don't know. But I just thought it might be nice, sort of publicity wise. But yeah, so going back to it, you know, we died, we we went off, didn't we? So there's a booking on the 2nd of July. It's a big one. It's a biggie. It's a biggie. I don't know too much about it myself. I've only just been told sort of the basics, like what they want me to do. I don't know who else is involved in this. I don't know who else is going to be at this. I don't know. You know, I don't fully know what's sort of going on. All I know is sort of what it is, where it is, and and what my role is, if that makes sense. So it's like what my role is. But that's all I know, and that is no lie either. Sometimes I only do get told the bare minimum, and like if I get booked for DJ gigs and stuff, I don't get told like who the headliners are going to be as such. Not all the time. There's only odd occasions where I know who the headliners are going to be. So obviously, you know, 9 times out of 10, I just know where I'm going to be playing and what date I'm going to be playing. And sometimes, like especially if Lee gets me the gig as well, I do only know the bare minimal, whereas he will know the whole sort of he'll know the whole shedazzle and the swing of things. And he'll actually tease me. He'll actually like rub it in because he actually knows, and he knows it's good. And if he knows it's good for me, like he's excited for me. But he does, you know, he gets like almost like, you know, I can't believe what's coming for you. You know, this is going to be big for you. You know, just wait till you see what it is. You know, almost trying to make me like sort of say like, oh, come on, just show me what it is. But I ain't going to give in to the temptation because I do like that excitement of not knowing and then waiting to find out. Whereas I suppose if I got everything like first hand all the time, it would get a little bit boring and there'd be nothing to. There won't be as much to get excited for. You know, like when you can drop a flyer and you don't really know who else is on it other than the fact that you knew who was going to be on it. It's kind of like an excitement to kind of look at it for the first time and say, oh yeah, I'm going to be playing alongside them, and then post it. Whereas kind of knowing for like weeks on end, and then when you post it, it's not really new to you. It's just new to other people. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so this one on the 2nd of July, it is going to be absolutely buzzing. I'm really looking forward to it. Really, looking forward to it. So, anyway, regarding the 24th of June, as you know, I'm obviously at the Hayworth Park Festival. And then on the night, I have a booking on the night which has not been revealed yet. Well, in the last stream, I think I said I was going to chase it up because essentially what the score is the event is already like announced online and there's already a flyer for it. But since this flyer has come out, I got offered the opportunity to join and become part of the lineup, and I think the layman himself, he got the opportunity to obviously go and you know do the photos, and he said to me that there was going to be an updated flyer. So I didn't want to announce anything to you guys until I was crystal clear. and obviously till I was on the flyer, you know, I don't like to really share things. So obviously it's been a little bit of a while, and you know there was nothing, there was no updated flyer, and there was no mention of me being a part of the event. So I chased it up yesterday, just to find out if you know there's going to be an updated flyer, because if not, I'll just share and make an announcement and say I've been added to this. I'm going to be playing this, you know, and they're going to get back to me. They're going to chase it up about the updated flyer. So I think there is going to be one. I think they're just sort of waiting to chase it up, and I know the guy who sort of got me the booking, not got me the booking as such, but I think was in talks with the person who got me the booking. He's gone to chase up about the flyer, so there might be a flyer very soon. But if not, then I will just make an announcement and say, look, I'm going to be playing here, and there will be an updated flyer at some point. It's not the first time I've played at a gig where I've kind of like stepped in at the last minute and I've not been on the flyer. So it could just be a case of you know, one of them things. It's happened on a few occasions. Last year I did a stomping where I filled in for someone who sadly he works at sea. He got called out to sea. So obviously, you know, he couldn't attend the gig because he was out at sea, and then I obviously filled in the last minute, but you know they didn't obviously amend the flyer because it was a, you know, I think I got asked like the week before or something, and then there was an occasion a little bit before then where they was looking for a DJ on the Freshers Week to do a little thing in a pub on the night, and obviously I stepped in and did a 2 hour thing there, but I didn't obviously get added to the flyer because you know it was a bit of a, we need like a last minute DJ kind of thing, and this again was about 3 or 4 days before you know the thing was due to take place, and I just obviously covered in. So it could be a case of this one again where they, you know, they had a set going, and you know they just sort of, you know, who can we put on who would be willing to do it. Or maybe we're getting the layman for the photographs anyway, so you know he'll bring this guy along who can also play a set. So you know it was maybe something along them scores. But like I say, once I know what I can do, I'll obviously be sure to make announcements. But it's set to be a good night. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to take part in it. That's definite. So that's going to be good. And then apart from that, my bookings, my dates, they've stayed the same. It was just that one on the 9th had changed. It was sadly no longer going ahead. I'd obviously pulled out of Ant X and Friends, and I've also going to be doing something with another brand around the August September time as well. So that'll be another one to keep your eyes peeled for. I'm going to be definitely doing something with them whenever the date may be, whether it's August, September, whether it rolls into October. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to be doing something with them. You know, they're happy to have me on board. You know, there was a little bit of confusion, and I got it cleared up because essentially what had happened is I'd gone to a night I'd gone to a night with Lee, and I've been going to a few nights where these promoters had been playing and stuff, and I'd been sort of like talking and getting to know them, and they said did I want to open up the next event. So I was like, yeah, of course I want to open up the next event. And then a couple of weeks ago on Facebook, I saw them announce an event, which to me, well, I thought it's the next event. So I was, and I'd heard nothing, you know, regarding myself playing. So I was a little bit like, well, they wanted me to open up the next event. You know, is that still the case, or had something changed, or you know, what was the score? So I decided to message the guy. And anyway, to cut the story short, this event was a collaboration with another event, and they'd had it in the pipeline, and they'd had it sort of, you know, sealed and dealed before they saw me at this event and before they offered me to open up at the next event. So it's not the next event, it's actually the next event after, if that makes sense. So they've got one coming up, which is coming up next weekend. So it's actually a week yesterday. So they had one coming. They've got one coming up, but the one after that is the one where I'm going to be a part of it. So obviously, all I can say is keep an eye out. But it might be like the August September time is when it's sort of due to happen. And then obviously September I've got something mega to announce, and this is going to be absolutely massive, and I cannot wait for it. And I'll be able to announce this one in a couple of weeks, because I think that's when they're going to start revealing some information. But it's going to be the absolute bad boy. It's going to be the mighty monster of an event. It's going to be so huge, and I'm so honoured to be a part of it, and celebrating what is going to be just amazing to celebrate with them as well. Celebrate the journey, and just celebrate the absolute just mentalness of what is due to go down, and also, you know, to celebrate just everything that's happened in the past. The brand that I've been booked for and the brand I'm going to be playing for, they're like me brothers, they're my boys. I've got nothing but enough love for them, and they've given me some absolutely amazing opportunities over the past sort of year, and they've just always been absolutely sound to me. I've never met a bunch of people like them, and I've always got massive love for them. And you know, when I play or I don't play, I'm at the event, and they're absolutely just, you know, worth everything. And it's just buzzing to actually just see them progressing so well. And I'm looking now, I can see above me where it all started, and it just makes me so happy. Where it all started, I'm looking at a flyer here. It's got some big names on it, and they got me involved, and I was just absolutely buzzed. And then I've got another flyer that sadly it fell off the wall. The sticky tape is rubbish. And again, that was just leveling up again, giving me some absolutely amazing memories. So it's going to be absolutely wicked to rock out with them around the September time. But there'll be information, obviously, to follow, to reveal. I don't want to give anything away or say too much. But yeah, just looking at my wall of posters, quite a few of them have actually fallen down, believe it or not. We've had such an amazing journey. I mean, just looking up, there's the Tosh with the Kelly Lorena. That was an enjoyable event, even though I had a few USB issues. There was the DNA with the Scott Brown. That actually worked out better in my favour. I was supposed to be B2B with somebody, and my B2B partner didn't end up. He turned up late. He actually missed the set, so I went solo. Actually did a banging set, and I remember this event as well because silly me, forgot to bring a headphone jack, and I ended up having to plug my headphones in without the jack into a 4-channel mixer, to the point where I was just getting a slight little rustling sound. But how I managed to do it, I've got no literal clue. But I managed to beat match and find my beat with this little rustling headphone sound, and I did the full mix. And I'll tell you my trick is I used to put the headphones on, try and get it as close in beat as I could, and then I'd just slightly bring the volume fader up, just so I could slightly hear it coming through the system, so I could just tell if it was out of beat or not. Just slightly, and then as I was bringing the volume fader like more fully up to bring the mix in, I was just adjusting the jog wheel ever so slightly. So maybe on the sort of like first sort of few seconds of the the next track coming in, you would just maybe hear a slight little bit of double beat for maybe all but 1 or 2 seconds until I'd just find that beat, and then I'd have it in. It was quite a clever sort of technique because I didn't have the headphone jack, but it worked as well. And you know that few seconds of just maybe slight double beating did not affect the ravers, like they didn't hear it, and they still heard such like a banging mix. And I played a good set for it as well. I can remember a few tunes that I played. I just can't fully remember like the whole set itself, but it was actually quite a banging set. I remember finishing off on a track on my remix of Darren Styles "Come Running," and that was a good one to obviously drop as well. I enjoyed that, and yeah, I played some quite good tunes. It was a good thing. It was absolutely belting. Nice little lineup of people. What else have we got? I mean, like I say, some of the posters that they've actually fallen down. There was the Stomping first birthday. That was quite a good one. There was Stomping Christmas, Stomping Kakuma. That's obviously just taken place last weekend, a week ago today. Um, the secret base, I sadly never ended up attending that one. The event promoter was just it was just weird. Like, it was very lacking on information. Apparently there was going to be more artists to be announced, and then they never got announced. And apparently there was going to be quite a big headliner involved, and then he just never got involved. And there was quite a lot of things going on. And then the person I was going to drive down with, it just didn't fancy driving all that way. It was like right down in Weston-super-Mare, and he just didn't fancy driving it all that way. Just for something that wasn't going to be that good. And when we were sort of like not being told enough or the right information. Plus, I don't think we was getting anything for the booking as well. So we just decided to pull out. It was just one of them sort of disappointing things, because when we first got told about the booking, it seemed so exciting. It was going to be like quite a big thing. And then there was going to be something bigger happening at the beginning of this year, that never happened. And it was all these like built promises, and now you just don't even hear from the guy. And I'm just sort of thinking to myself, whatever happened? There was supposed to be this really big thing, and there was supposed to be loads of big good things happening, and then they just never happened. I've got no sort of literate clue as to what even ever happened to it. But yeah, but anyway, like I say, that is going to do it for the stream. You're probably thinking sort of October, November, December time. You haven't announced anything yet or said any dates. I haven't got anything at the moment. I'll be honest, like nothing's come through for them dates. But I'm pretty sure like some things will come through. That there'll be something that will come through. I would obviously imagine. There'll be some Christmas raves and some things around the Halloween time that I'll probably be getting myself and involved in. It's just, I suppose at the moment for me, it's just a little bit early in the day, to be able to sort of like tell you at the moment, of anything happening around that time. I'm going to cut the stream anyway. I'm going to get myself sorted. Going to visit the grandparents today. I decided, because I obviously pulled out of Aunt X and friends. I just thought, it'll just be a nice way to go and catch up with them, and catch up with some of the Driffy old lot. Just one of them little things. Go and sort of catch up with them, and take it from there. And while I've not necessarily got anything on now, I like to go and see them on my days off, where I'm not, either gigging anywhere, or where, if I'm not going anywhere, that kind of thing. Yeah, obviously I'm gigging in Driffield next weekend, but it's just like a private birthday party thing. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's yes, a week ago. It's a week today. It's exactly a week today. Looking forward to it. going to be quite enjoyable, to say the least. So it'll be good, you know, it'll be enjoyable. Looking forward to it. You know, I like doing these little private parties as well because you know you just get to stand there and play some of the wackiest tunes that you wouldn't normally play. You know, I have a little bit of a dance to Yes Sir I Can Boogie. You know, that kind of thing. Gonna start putting like some sort of list together as well as some tunes. I know they want 80s, 90s, noughties, and then they want a little bit of like today's stuff as well. So some like modern stuff as well. Now I'm not too big on modern stuff. I'll be completely honest. I know some of it, but yeah, I don't follow the charts or the radio. I just don't find it interesting. It does bore me, to be honest. A lot of the charts and the radios today. Even like the you know the radio and the charts. Sort of like sort of 10 sort of 10 15, you know 10 sort of 12 years ago. You know that was for me. That was you know that was what can I say? You know that it was even better back then. You know when there was sort of like Akon, Neo, you know all them sort of people. You know when they put all them tunes in there, you had like Flow Rider and stuff. And even he did you know better stuff than what these sort of like drill and trap people do now. You know, music's definitely changed in the charts sort of in the charts sort of you know wise. It's definitely got a lot worse. You know, from sort of like I'd probably say from 2012, 2013 was probably where it really started to go downhill for me. When you did have a lot of that you know that sort of drill and trap coming in, whereas sort of like I say, you know, 2012, 11, 10, you know, it was a bit more like that 2000s era R&B, which is you know what I used to like, you know, just doing a lot more better stuff. But there we go. You know, there was people like um, Jason Derulo. You know, he did some better songs back in the day. N-Dubz, you know, they've obviously, you know, formed and announced to come back. But even they're probably not going to be like they was sort of 12 years ago. Cascada had a few songs in the charts as well. You know, Evacuate the Dance Floor, that was one that was, you know, that was you know, big radio tune back then. You know, and they don't make them like that now. You know, they really don't. But anyway, like I say, that's going to do it for the stream. So make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share, all the rest of it. And, you know, we'll see you guys very soon with some more updates, streams, and more. Take it easy.